Good morning. I'm Dr. Greg Postal, the interim president of the University of Toledo. This is our second week of fall semester, and as all of you know, we've been spending a great deal of time and energy understanding ways to keep our campus safe. We've made it clear that our campus will only remain open as long as it's safe. And I'm happy to say today that as the result of the work of many of our team members, that we are doing very, very well. Students are having a good experience. We're excited to see them back on campus, and students are actively participating in face-to-face instruction mixed with online and hybrid and remote learning. We've done our best to de-densify the campus, meaning that we have spaced everyone out. We have fewer residential students than we normally do, and students are expected to adhere to policies including social distancing, maintaining at least 6 feet of distance between themselves and others, wearing masks, constant hand washing, and vigilance about hygiene. These are all critically important issues. We also have been taking a great deal of time to study and put into effect methods of sanitizing and cleaning all of our spaces, our classrooms, our common areas, and our residential areas, all in accord with advice from the Centers for Disease Control. I want everyone to understand that we follow regulations and advice from organizations like the CDC very closely. We are not putting together protocols that we have designed ourselves. Rather, we are following national advice, which is available, thankfully, for many of these complex and important topics. So from the beginning, we have made it clear that we will be doing a lot of testing. Now, of course, we test any student, faculty member, or staff member who has symptoms. But in addition, we've taken the extra step to begin testing asymptomatic students, faculty, and staff as well. And that began last week. The reason we're doing this is we want to fully understand how the coronavirus is impacting our campus community for two reasons. One, so that any individuals who either have the coronavirus or who have been exposed to someone with the coronavirus can be first separated, but then also treated if they were to develop symptoms. But the other reason we do this is to understand how the amount of virus we have on our campus compares to the community around us. I think everyone realizes that there is quite a bit of coronavirus throughout Lucas County, throughout the state of Ohio. These numbers are widely publicized and are updated daily. The numbers change, but we hear numbers like 3%, 4%, 5% on any given day, which are estimates of how many individuals in the community may have the virus and perhaps not even know it because it's often asymptomatic. So because of that, we cannot expect that we will have 0 cases of coronavirus on the University of Toledo campus. That's simply not a reasonable expectation. Students came to campus last Monday, and the amount of disease in that population, one would assume, would be similar to the community around us because they came to us from the community around us. What's really important and why we're doing so many tests on asymptomatic students is that we want to make sure that the percentage of these positive tests does not start to grow such that it exceeds or begins to go past the numbers that we see either in the county or in the state of Ohio. Now, on the other hand, if our numbers stay reasonable, if they stay at or below the percentages that are seen in the community around us, this would simply be a reflection of the fact that this is a relatively common disease, unfortunately, and there's going to be an expectation that some amount of it will be present, and it simply has to be managed. Those students have to be separated from the population of other students, and those who have symptoms require care. Now, one thing that we pride ourselves on at the University of Toledo is transparency. So you'll recall that I mentioned some time ago that we were intending to create a dashboard and a website to allow the campus community to follow our progress. We're watching it closely, and we know you are too. And so we want to help you by providing tools to allow you to see at intervals the experience that we are having on campus with our student safety measures. So we're proud to say that today we will launch a website focused on our coronavirus experience, and a very important part of that website, which will be updated as new information comes in. So let's take a look at the first dashboard, the one we're releasing today, that will show some very important information and allow you to help understand the kinds of things that we are tracking as we understand our success in dealing with coronavirus on the University of Toledo campus. So on the left side of the dashboard, you'll see information about the numbers of cases. So this is a reflection of students, faculty, and staff who have tested positive, and you can see the time frame. This is cases reported between the 17th and the 23rd of August. So the 17th, of course, last Monday was our first day of fall semester, and so this reflects basically our first week's experience. You'll see that a total of 61 positive cases were identified during that period of time. Now we break that down. So of those, 31 were students, faculty, or staff who actually had symptoms, and through UTMC, our hospital, were tested and found to be positive. Those students testing positive had two options. They could go to Carter West, which is a residential unit that we have set aside for patients who have tested positive, or they can go back to their homes and isolate there. Now, another 6 faculty, staff, and students were asymptomatic, but had tests that were positive. So that is the second line on the chart. And then finally, this category of external reports, 24. This is a collection of positive reports from many different sources. Some are from the Lucas County Health Department, some are from health departments in other counties, some are individuals who simply call and indicate that they had a test that was positive, perhaps at a Walgreens or some outside testing site, and they report that to us. So the 24 is a collection of students, faculty, and staff reported into us through a wide variety of sources. So this adds up to 61 and represents our University of Toledo campus experience to date. We will be updating this information on a weekly basis, and you'll find this as a part of the dashboard on the new coronavirus website. Now, if we shift to the right side of the dashboard, a different but still critically important topic, and that is how we are cleaning spaces on campus. And I know this is something everyone is focused on, as they should be. And so we've sort of set a little dashboard here with three colors, you know, the green, orange, and yellow, so we can see how we are doing. And we obviously want to make sure everyone is aware that we want it all to stay in the green category. And I'm happy to say today everything is in the green category. So the top 3 dots are a reflection of our supply of materials in order to do these different types of cleaning. So the first one is for a disinfectant spray, which is applied by our staff. They have to wear masks and gloves for their own safety as they apply these agents. The next one is a sanitizer spray, which is not as strong, but it's just another layer of protection that's available in classrooms and other areas for individuals to use, and it does not require all the protective gear that the disinfecting spray does. And then there's hand sanitizer, which of course we're all familiar with, that is widely available on campus. So these green dots indicate that all 3 of these cleaning materials are present in at least 30-day supplies. And I can tell you we have far more than that in our stockpiles, so we have no shortage of any of these cleaning materials. On the bottom really is an indication of how frequently the areas are being cleaned. And so how good are we at getting around to all the many areas on campus which require attention. And so you can see that if greater than 98% of our buildings are meeting these enhanced cleaning requirements, that gets a green dot. So really this is just to show you the sort of thing that we are focused on. We're focused on the number of cases, the availability of supplies to do cleaning, and how good we are doing at using those supplies. Are we getting around to all of our facilities on a regular basis? One of the most important things that we would like to remind everyone as part of our campus community, that this requires a constant, ongoing effort by everyone. No individuals are able to control this process. This is a community process. And what I mean by that is all of the students, all of the faculty, all of the staff, all of the administrators, every one of us has a responsibility to help prevent the spread of coronavirus. So please, it is so critically important for your own safety, for the safety of your friends, your teachers, your staff, and also for the ability to help all of us keep this campus open and continue to deliver a good university experience to you. I hope you follow this website and the dashboard. It will be updated on a weekly basis as numbers come in and we're able to refresh the data. We want to be transparent, and we want to be very, very clear that the safety of everyone on this campus is a top priority. I'm a physician, and when you're a physician, the safety and health of the people you work with comes before anything else. And so these are the kinds of reasons that we take as much time and effort as we do, and this is why we want to share it with you today. So we hope you are able to access the dashboard and that it's helpful to you. And as always, we're available to answer other questions that arise along the way. Go Rockets!